Okay, we spent enough time slacking off talking to people. We actually need to get to work. Got a 4 SPG. I have something... I need to have something returned to its rightful place, and I'd like help with that. I'll be waiting on the bridge in Riverside. Signed, Bruno. Still a lingering scent. Gotta check the other bulletin boards. So yeah, we'll hit them all up, because I don't know which one's required, which ones aren't. The goal, of course, is going to be to do all of them, but I don't know if they let you. Boards over there.
A droplet of paradise.
Hey, did you see? There's a new movie.
My boyfriend's been missing for nearly a month now. Can you help me look for him? I'll be waiting at the rest area next to the Brothers Music Shop. Lost lover added. Since not gone, better check the next board.
Taking off now.
I can't jaywalk, unfortunately. I have to play things safe and responsible. Hello, I'm currently developing a full-body experience mystery game. I'd love for you and yours to participate as testers. You saw all the puzzles and review experience. I'd be happy to compensate you for your time. Signed, Percy. Okay, since gone, all the boards have been checked. Total of 3 tasks to take care of today. Gotta take care of at least 2 jobs today. This one looks interesting. They want us to test some kind of mystery-solving game. Man, can't I get normal requests for once? Why the hell do they need a Spriggan for it? The full body part doesn't have me curious, though. It sounds like fun. I mean, fair. Guess it wouldn't hurt to at least read the pamphlet they gave us. Let's see here. Princess in peril, save the kingdom's fair maid. In the hell? Kingdom of Edith is in chaos, for its fair princess has been kidnapped. Edith calls upon you, O gallant knight, to save her from those villains. Collect the 3 keys and free the princess from her hidden prison. They really went all in on the setup. We're citizens of the Kingdom of Edith, off to rescue our princess. Sounds kind of fun. Sounds harmless enough. I think this card here is our first clue. The first key lies hidden within the Satan district. Seek the Mistress Taylor and the cutting edge of fashion. It's pretty specific, helps us narrow it down. Guess we ain't got anything better to do. We can go give this a look.
Well, we're on the clock now.
Oh, I'm so in love
Welcome
with
to
this brand.
Erland, sir.
Oh yeah, we got that mystery-solving thingy. Mistress Taylor and the cutting edge of fashion, huh? Manager here fits the bill. Do you have a minute? We're doing this mystery-solving game thing. Said to look for a Mistress Taylor. That you by a chance? My, I wasn't expecting anyone to figure it out that quickly. I am indeed the mistress you seek. I'm the royal family's personal tailor. And since I have a key, you must have figured out that I'm complicit in the princess's kidnapping as well. Alas, I'm unmasked. Sure thing, you're, way more into this than I was expecting. I see what they mean by full body now. Should we get in character ourselves, maybe? Now that I've been found out, oh dear, what's a conspirator like me to do? I'll give you the key if you just let me go, I promise. To be honest, I was against kidnapping her from the start, truly. But a certain someone gave me an offer I couldn't refuse, treasure beyond my wildest dreams. I simply had to play along. Evidently, bribery is a big problem in this kingdom. Who's the certain someone, though? Oh, forgive me, I just can't say. But a promise is a promise. Here's the first key and the next clue. Best of luck. So this here's the next puzzle. Let me take a look. Look to the river for your next key, where a metal box ferries passengers underground. The man watching over it holds the key. A metal box by the river, it says. I can only think of one place that fits that description. I'll be watching over your progress if you don't mind. Only you can set her free, brave knight. Her fate is in your hands. How'd I do? Pretty good. Sold the whole corrupt aid thing pretty well. Damn it, now I'm invested. Feel like I gotta see the game to its end now. Thank you. This has been a fun change of pace for me. Well then, shall we go search for the next key? Off to Riverside we go.
Taking off now. Well, where'd you next?
Okay, so here we are, right at the entrance to the Riverside subway. It said, look to the river and where a metal box ferries passengers underground. It's gotta mean here. Let's go underground then. The man watching over it holds the key. Yeah. Yeah, we're playing a puzzle game right now. Take it you're the one watching over the second key? Very astute. You'd be correct. Before you stands the supervisor of the Kingdom of Edith's underground mine. With the subterranean tunnels known only to me, whisking away the princess was child's play. Looks like he's really gotten into this. So you were the one who kidnapped her, then? In one sense, yes, I did little more than carry her off to her prison, however. It was someone else who hatched the plot to take her there. I assume you want to know who, but you'll get nothing more from me. If you desire the truth that lies beyond the next mystery. Here's the second key as a reward for your cunning. Jumping straight to the next one, huh? Let's see. The final key is in the Tyrell district. The ever-resourceful guide to the theater has it on their person. So this one's in Tyrell. The ever-resourceful guide to the theater? Maybe it's some kind of code. At this point, I'm kind of curious about the ending, honestly. Let's get a move on.
Off we go.
The clue we got mentioned an ever-resourceful guide to the theater. If I had to guess, it's probably talking about this guide who works at Esprit Cinema. One way to find out. Got a second? We're taking part in this riddle game that's being tested right now. You the ever-resourceful guide to the theater that's got the last key we're looking for by any chance? Unbelievable. To think someone has reached the likes of me at long last. Yes, what you say is true. I serve the Kingdom of Edith as a humble member of this theatrical company. Long have I awaited the arrival of one who would come for my key, and it seems as though the time is finally upon me. You've been waiting for us, huh? That's a new one. It's not what your pal said. You different from them somehow? That I am. As it so happens, I was once part of the Knights Brigade. Circumstances have since seen me in the employ of this troop. However, my loyalty to the royal family remains as unwavering as ever. Indeed, upon catching wind of a plot by a certain count to imprison the princess, I saw fit to infiltrate the enemy's ranks. I lacked the means to stop the count's schemes. That is why I sought someone to whom I could entrust my key, and at last they have arrived. Well then, the story's getting a little dramatic. And with that, I shall now leave the last key in your capable hands. Thanks, you won't regret it. From the way you're talking, it sounds like you know who's behind all this. Care to fill us in? Certainly, the man who imprisoned our fair princess is none other than Count Iota. He is a vile man who oppressed the people of his dominion, thus the royal family suffered to punish him for his misdeeds. As a result, the Count came to harbor a profound grudge against them, which has led to today's tragic state of affairs. Gotcha. Guess that do it. But fear not. Justice is on our side, for the Count's own butler, Ilhan, is of the same mind as myself. Give unto him the 3 keys that you have assembled, and he shall be able to free the princess at long last. Good luck. The fate of her royal highness now rests within your hands. Please, do not let the kingdom down. We won't. I swear to you. Whoops. Got into the moment more than I expected there. Almost felt real. Guess that's what happens when we're dealing with an actor who goes method. Anyway, looks like our next stop is this Count Iota's manor, wherever that might be. Iota and Ilhan. I've heard those names somewhere before. There might not be a riddle attached to this key, but it sounds like we'll have to go searching for one more place. Isn't there a cafe in town with the name Iota? I'm sure we'll run into it if we walk around long enough. Let's roll. Oh, it's Station Street.
Off we go. They call it an Orville Cafe.
This place's name is Iota. Ilhan's the owner's name. We're in the endgame now, literally. You must be Ilhan, correct? Count Iota's butler. You know my name? Then you must have come to save the princess. Sure have, and we got all 3 keys, too. Van handed over the 3 keys. You actually brought them. These are indeed the keys we need to unlock the princess's cell. She may finally walk free once more. Such relief to hear that. But will you be okay? Won't you face consequences for your betrayal of the Count? Maybe I'm taking this game too seriously. You're absolutely right. I'm sure to pay a price for this. Perhaps the steepest price of all. But I'm only standing before you today because of the royal family. I cannot live with myself if I didn't help them in their hour of need. I will go and set the princess free now. Can I ask you to wait here while I do? Sure. Wonder who's playing the princess. I'm so excited for the finale. They put so much effort into the whole production. Thank you for your patience. I brought the princess here with me. Nice, we finally get to... So you are the kind strangers who rescued me, are you? Thank you so much. The Kingdom of Edith will never forget this kindness. Come on, at least put some oomph into it. Don't drop the ball at the end. Well, I didn't see this coming. I'm sorry, we couldn't find anyone to play the role of the princess in time. Thanks for helping out, Ilhan. Don't mention it, I had a lot of fun. I'd be happy to help out again if you have any other roles for me. I'll leave it to you then. See you around. Well, can you tell me what you thought of the game then? Honestly, it was more fun than I expected it to be. You clearly put a lot of effort into both the puzzles and the setting. The story being so dramatic helped to draw us into it too. I wasn't sure if there was really a mystery game like this, but judging by your reactions, it looks like I was worrying for nothing. Yeah, I can always try a different setting if you want to shake things up a little. Don't gotta stick to the kingdom and princess setting. Yep, that's the plan. I've always had trouble getting people to take an interest in my ideas. Many feel like puzzle games are just inaccessible. But if I can nail the setting, then maybe that'll draw people in, and then they'll realize how much fun they can be. Always good to see someone enjoying their hobbies. Yeah, but I don't plan on keeping it a hobby. I want to set up an event planning company and take it to the next level. Anyhow, my confidence is soaring sky high now with a glowing review coming from our famous Spriggan. I'm heading home to start working on the next game.
All in a
Is there gonna be
day's
one
work.
of those every single time we come back
Mirror
to
deposit confirmed.
Edith? Hopping over to Riverside. Hey there, old man. You Bruno? Who are you? A Spriggan looking for work. I'm with Arkwright Solutions. Mind if we talk about the job? The job's exactly as described in the posting. I'm getting old, so I figured it was about time for me to sort things out before I pass on. I want you to get this thing back to its proper owner. Bruno drew an item out from his pocket. A locket. This photo, this isn't yours, right? That's right, this locket belongs to a stranger. I used to make my living as a thief long ago. I stole this. Just to be clear, I don't do that anymore. Life's taken its turns for me. I've actually heard about you, Bruno. You were a pretty famous thief. Rumor has it no lock had been invented that you couldn't break into. Though all the legends are from when you were young, so everyone thought you'd given it up. Guess the rumor was true. You know me. You could have said so before I bothered explaining then. But whatever, it's been 20 years since I stole this locket. It ain't the kind of thing you'd get good money out of, so I kept it with me instead of selling it. After hearing some rumors about you, Spriggan, I figured it'd be better to see if you could return it for me before I just pitch it in the trash. So how about it? Will you take the job? Sure, we'll take the job. Obvious question, but do you know where the owner is? I want you to return the locket to the boy in the photograph. Of course, it's been 20 years, so I'm sure that he's much older by now. Suppose he would be in his late 20s by now. Would you happen to know where he is now? How should I know? Find that out is your job. Can't even throw me a bone here? I still don't know I was hidden in the Maserati Hotel's guest rooms over in Satan. It was quite the event at the time, from what I hear. The hotel staff might know more about it, so try asking them. You should find a member of the hotel staff who might know about the events that took place then. I assume you can handle it from there. Let me know once you've returned it. I'll send over your payment then. There he goes. Guess our next stop is the hotel in Satan. Let's go look into this. Yes.
Time to start working.
Change of heart has started. And they couldn't even afford to do the walk animation for poor Bruno. I mean, the guy's been working his craft for decades. Just show him a little bit of respect. That's all we ask for. Alright, here's the Maserati. 20 years ago, Bruno stole a locket from a guest staying here. Do I have that right? Let's see if we can talk to someone who was around at that time. Yeah, but we can't just walk up and ask. That'd be a bit suspicious. Best course of action would be finding an employee and sort of working our way toward that slowly. Hey, sorry to interrupt. We're from Arkwright Solutions and we're trying to dig up some info on a case that happened here. Do you remember any instances of theft here at the hotel around 20-ish years ago? Theft? Let me think. I've been working here for a while, but I don't remember hearing about anything like that. I see, thank you. We did have a major incident here 20 years ago, but I don't think it's what you're referring to. What happened? Well, I'd prefer to keep this on the down low, but if it helps the investigation, 20 years ago the hotel was attacked by terrorists. A terrorist attack? I'd never heard of it. And so close to home, too. Yes, it claimed the life of Senator Taylor and his family. Staff at the time had no idea what to make of it. Some of us thought it was some sort of conspiracy. Man, the whole family just got wiped out like that? Well, we're not 100% sure. The government quickly swooped in and kept all the information under wraps. In truth, we still don't know if there were any survivors among his family. But now that I think about it, Senator Polanski may know more about the incident. He and Taylor were colleagues, I believe. Alright, thanks. I'll chat him up. So Bruno said he stole from someone's locket, but could it have something to do with the terrorist attack, too? Yeah, it's got me suspicious too, but let's do some digging before we jump to conclusions.
Let me ask you something.
Chatterbox unlocked. Hey there, sorry to butt in. We're from Arkwright Solutions, and we're digging around for some info on an incident that happened here. Mind if we pull you aside for a sec? I see. Well, yes, I don't mind. May I step away for a bit, Jennifer? Of course, I'll be here enjoying my tea. An incident, you say? What might you be referring to, and what would I know about it? It's about Senator Taylor, that incident 20 years ago. Who told you? I have my sources. I've got something to deliver to his next of kin if he's got any. Actually, just to make sure, can you confirm this guy in the photo here is Taylor? It's been an age since I've seen that face. That's him, yes. So does that mean Bruno wasn't just committing a robbery, he was connected to the terrorist attack too? You mind filling us in on what happened that day? Well, if it would help your investigation, I suppose I can tell you what I know. Taylor was a fellow Republican Party member. He and I weren't particularly close, but I respected him as a political ally. He was especially active on the subject of race relations. He had a flair for these passionate, fiery speeches in Parliament. I see. I remember reading that racial tensions were rising at the time due to increasing immigration. That lasted all the way until President Rocksmith helped quell the tensions. Yeah, right at his highest, he got wiped out just like that. I'll never forget that night. He was staying here for a family vacation. They came into the hotel in the dead of night and gunned him down in his sleep. I heard his son miraculously survived, but both he and his wife were killed. Man, I had no idea. Do you know where the kid is now? I'm afraid I don't, sorry. But he was good friends with a man named Huck, if memory serves. He may be able to help you. Last I heard, he was living in Old Town. If his address hasn't changed since then, you can find him there. A Huck living in Old Town, could it be? Yep, our favorite old bathhouse Lech, if I had to bet. 50 Mirror says he's at the Loyally right now. Ah, you're acquainted? Good, good. That should make things easier. Best of luck with your investigation. Taylor's son deserves closure on that terrible, terrible day. Laguna Bathhouse.
Then let's head over.
I didn't get to read Overkill because it went by too fast.
Can we talk?
Hey there, you folks look pretty glum. What's going on? We're in the middle of investigating a politician for a job, you see. Now I understand. You left no stone unturned, eh? You've dug up a lot of stuff meant to stay buried. Anyway, yes, Taylor and I were good friends. We debate about all sorts of things over drinks, like policies to diminish racial disparity and such. I've always wondered what this man gets up to here. Now I'm even more curious. That's because Huck manages a well-established investment firm. People like that always have connections with the top brass calling. Makes sense. That's okay, I'd rather it stay like that. I prefer how people treat me when they don't know. Back on track, this guy's son is still alive, yeah? You got any idea where he went? That I do. His name is Roderick. After the attack, I believe he went to live with some relatives in Altair. As for what he's up to these days, I have no clue. Gotcha. Back to looking for someone who does, then. Actually, one more question while I still got you here. Do you know what happened to the culprit? Culprits, actually, but I do. There were two of them. They went on the run after the fact, but got caught sometime later. Their testimony suggested that there had been some friction for a while. They mentioned something about an intruder letting the kid get away, and that they thought someone was selling them out. From what I understand, Roderick's own recollection of what happened is pretty hazy. I'm curious about this intruder letting the kid escape. If you're right, that's nothing short of a miracle. Then maybe... Oh, now that I think about it, I might know somebody who'd have an idea about Roderick's whereabouts these days. You should talk to the editor-in-chief of the Tyrell Times. She was all over that case back in the day. With any luck, she might still be keeping up with it. Wouldn't hurt to ask at the very least. Good to know. Hopefully that will save us the trouble of sniffing out the info ourselves. Thanks, Huck. Owe you one. I won't say no to gratuity. I think some milk gelato will do fine as a thanks after a long soak. Sure thing. I'll remember to hook you up with some later. I suppose our next destination is the Tyrell Times, then.
Then let's head over.
It's like one of the nice things about doing the rounds beforehand is we have all these fast travel points unlocked for the actual missions.
Let me ask you something.
Hey there, Chief. Got an assignment right here. Right now that I was hoping we could talk to you about if you got a minute. Van Arkwright, we meet again. You know any good reporter doesn't give up her scoop without a good reason. Tell me what brings you here and we'll take it from there. Oh, I think you'll be pretty interested in this one. It's got to do with a terrorism case from a couple decades ago. I'm told you know about. You see. I see someone's done their homework. Definitely earning your keep on this assignment of yours, I see. Alright, I'll bite, I'll tell you what I know. But in exchange, you have to promise to report back on how everything turns out once it's over. Deal? Why? Thinking of turning this into an article or something? More or less. Certainly has the makings for a story worth bringing to light. If it turns out I'm wrong, no problem. I'll keep it to myself. Works for me. You got yourself a deal. So as it happens, I'm still investigating that case, even if it's never been made public. Partly it's to bring justice for the surviving family, but also to keep the pressure on anti-immigrant groups that would do such a thing. Suffice it to say, I'm well aware of what Roderick's up to these days. You are? What is he doing now? Once he grew up, Roderick became a young entrepreneur, and a promising one at that. He travels around cutting business deals, but he keeps Edith as his home base. I've interviewed him on a number of occasions over the years, not just as a survivor of the case, but also to discuss his business ventures. Sounds like an impressive guy. Must have inherited his dad's ambition to make a difference. I can try to call him on his mobile terminal and arrange a meeting for you if you like. Can't make any promises, but do you want me to try? Sure, I'd appreciate it. Hi, Roderick. How are you? This is Editor-in-Chief Sullivan from the Tyrell Times. I wanted to ask... You're all set. Luckily for you, he just so happens to be nearby. He said he would wait for you later at the terrace over by the station. Awesome. Works out perfect, thanks. That works out perfect, then. There's more. There's something else he was hoping you two could do for him in return. He wants you to bring your client, the owner of the locket, with you when you meet him. He wants to meet Bruno. Suppose that's a perfectly reasonable thing to ask, though I don't know if he'll agree to it. Won't know for sure until we ask him. We'll bring it up when we give him our progress report. Fingers crossed. Good luck, Spriggan. Make sure to come talk to me once everything's over. Yeah, I will. A deal's a deal. Alright, let's ring the guy up and get the show on the road. I'm assuming he's dead already? Hey, this is Van Arkwright from Arkwright Solutions. I wanted to ask. Great, see ya, then. What'd he say? Didn't say much. For now, we're just linking up at the Riverside Bridge. We'll fill him in on everything once we meet him in person. Okay, well, I'm ready when you are. Hold on a second. Terrace area? I was hoping to hear from you, Spriggan, but I figured it wouldn't be until you returned the locket. What's this about? First off, I want to make sure we're on the same page. Let me give you a progress report on our investigation. Alright then, let's hear it. Van explained what they learned about the terrorist attack in the Maserati Hotel. Finally, they told Bruno they managed to get in contact with Senator Taylor's son. I can't even speak today, dude. I need to take a break in a little bit. Finally, they managed. Today is not my day. Finally, they told Bruno they managed to get in contact with Senator Taylor's son, Roderick. Third or fourth time's a charm, I lost count. Well, you certainly picked up the trail quick. You said you robbed the hotel, but this photo is of two of the terrorist attack victims. Thought you might have been the terrorist behind the attack, but I've changed my mind since. I guess you just did exactly what you said, robbed the hotel. Just so happened that you were in the middle of it when the place was hit by terrorists, yeah? Those kinds of coincidences only occur in stories. But that ridiculous scenario is exactly what happened that day. It's the only thing that seemed plausible. So the person that intervened and saved Roderick's life at the time would have been... You make it sound more honorable than it was. I wasn't out to save a kid. My mind wasn't on all the dead people at the time. I thought that, hey, with people dying all around me, no one would miss a thing or two. Man, aren't you a nice fella? Guess the locket's one of those missing things. Even then, Roderick still wants to meet you. Wait, what? He asked us to bring you to him when we hand over the locket, actually. That's ridiculous. How do you want me to face him now? Aren't you worried about him yourself, Bruno? You want to know how the child from back then is doing. Otherwise, you wouldn't have asked us to give the locket back to him. If you ask me, you should stop skulking about and just talk to him. Damn it, it's not that easy. Just needs one more push. It'd be best if he was honest about being the guy that stole the locket. But if he doesn't want it, then maybe he could go under the guise of being someone else. How should Bruno meet Roderick? Duh. Best to stop with the lies and just present himself as the thief. Stop making excuses and do it already. I don't know what Roderick's out to get from this meeting with you, but the worst that can happen will be you reaping what you've sown. You're right. If I'm gonna go this far, I might as well have the courage to take that last step. Could you guys be... We're from Arkwright Solutions. You're Roderick, I take it. That's right. I'm the only survivor of the terrorist attack you've been investigating, though I was only a kid at the time. Let me start by giving you this locket back, then. Van handed the locket over to Roderick. Thank you very much. I'll be sure to treasure it. I take it you're the one that had it this whole time. Yeah, his name is Bruno. He's the man who stole it from the hotel you were staying at 20 years ago. Then you're the thief who just so happened to target our room the same day those terrorists came for us. Heard you told the police that you didn't remember anything at the time. I thought you'd have forgotten me. Oh, I would never forget you. Then why did you cover for me? No, I suppose it doesn't matter at this point. I'm sorry. I may not have been the man that killed your parents, but I still let him die. If you want revenge, I'll take it. You can even turn me into the cops if you want. I won't resist. Bruno. Bruno. For 20 years I've wanted to meet you. For 20 years I wanted to say something to you. Thank you. Thank you for saving my life. What? When I woke up that night, the first thing I saw was two men standing by my parents' bed. Both of them drenched in blood. It was too late for my parents. I was so scared that I couldn't move. It would have been too late for me, too, if you hadn't appeared then. You didn't hesitate. You looked me in the eyes and immediately took my hand and let me out of the room. I'll admit I noticed you pocketing Mom's locket as you did. Guess he wasn't willing to pass up on the opportunity. But you still saved my life. You told me not to tell anyone about you after you left and I listened. You were my hero. Still are. That's why I never told the police or my relatives about you. You've been my secret this whole time. Tough nut to crack, huh? You idiot. I'm no hero. I just didn't think I was getting a chance on a murder scene, and I led you away without even thinking about it. Then you had to go and thank me after that. You sounded so pitiful. That when things continued to haunt me all these years. So I started making more and more mistakes until I finally gave up thieving. Really? I'm very sorry about that. Get that smile off your face. But I guess that means it's thanks to you that I was able to change. I should be thanking you, not the other way around. It makes me genuinely happy to hear that I was able to do something for you after everything you did for me. You sure are a piece of work, old man. Still, it sounds like this was a happy ending for everyone. The party kept Bruno and Roderick company as the two of them talked for a while longer. Eventually they saw Roderick off, who, as much as he wished he could stay, was forced to leave for a business meeting. Well, I'm gonna head off. I'll make sure to wire you your money later. Cheers. Listen, this is all thanks to you guys. What's that? Can you say that again? Forget it. See ya. That last jab wasn't really necessary, Van. He's not one for being honest with his feelings, is he? You're right about that one. After Bruno departed, Van contacted Editor-in-Chief Sullivan to update her on what happened. She concluded there was no reason to publish what they had learned, as there were no threats to the public. And so it was that, unbeknownst to the world, the story of the former thief and the locket he stole came to a happy end.
All in a day's work.
Change of heart complete.
Or deposited.
Nice. It's a rather sizable reward. Level up. Hey! Hey, even better. Ooh! Sounds like I got mail. Who's it from? It's from the CID. They've got another job for us. Recently received reports of a dangerous monster in the area. Depths of Dirk Memorial Park. Monster identified. Requesting arc ride. Typical monster extermination gig, looks like. We'll be heading to Dirk Memorial Park. Really, I believe that's on the outskirts of the city. Would have been nice if they picked some place closer, but oh well. Hold up, what's with all the extra line breaks? Wait.
Yes. Make sure you treasure all of your memories.
That guy's a pain in the neck sometimes. So what should we do? Well, the pay is decent enough, I guess. Think snatching out of the guild's grubby paws is the play here. We're gonna need to take the car, though, so let's get back to the garage once we're done with everything else. Okay, on to the next one. Excuse me, are you Amy? We're from Arkwright Solutions. Did you need our help with something? Yes, I do. Thank you guys for coming. I can't believe you're actually real. Not to be rude, but do you mind if I get straight to business and explain what I need? Not at all. Let's get down to it. Basically, you want us to search for your missing boyfriend, right? Could you tell us about what happened leading up to his disappearance? Sure, so my boyfriend's name is Mark. We've been going out for 4 years now. Things have been great between us, except he's in a gang. They've had him do shady jobs and all kinds of bad things since he joined, from what I can tell. That's why when I knew he was missing, I couldn't turn to the police. And that's why you turned to us. That makes sense. Yes, exactly, but I should make something clear about Mark. He might be in a gang, but deep down, he's such a reasonable, honest guy, really. Once we started dating, he promised me he would get his act together and change his ways. I was even thinking about marrying him in the future. Sucker. Then a month ago, he told me that he was finally going to leave the gang for good. That's the last I ever heard from him. I haven't seen hide nor hair of him since. So he vanished right as he was about to pull out, huh? That's some timing. Phrasing, Van? Any number of things could have happened, but it all definitely raises some eyebrows. You know the name of the gang he belongs to by any chance? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Desire, or something along those lines. That's all I really know. He never went into any more detail beyond the name when we talked. Have you heard of them, Van? Oh yeah, I've heard that name come up here and there recently. Can't say I know all that much about them myself, though. If we decide to search for this guy, we'll have to see what we can learn about them first. I tried as much as I could to look into it, but I couldn't figure out where Mark went. You guys are the only hope I have now. Please, is there any way you could possibly help? Sure, I don't see why not. Consider us on board. Oh, thank you. You don't know how much that means to me. Yeah, after the whole thief thing, I really... No, I just need a rest. Don't go thanking us just yet. We haven't even gotten started. Let's review what we know and then figure out our plan of attack. Basically, our man Mark was determined to get out of Desire so he could live clean. But after making that intention clear, he's been incommunicado for a month, which brings us to today. Given what we know, it's entirely possible he ran into some kind of trouble once he actually tried to leave. If we could find someone who knows about the gang, it might be a good idea to ask if they have any idea what happened. How does that sound, Van? You read my mind. I think I know just the person we should hit up. If we're talking about a gangster here, then chances are he's had his fair share of weapon business to take care of from time to time. Might want to stop by the gun shop in the department store over on Station Street and have a talk with the shopkeeper. Wow, you guys are already so on top of things. I'm so glad I decided to reach out to you. Well, thanks for helping me find Mark. I'll leave it in your capable hands to figure out things now. You can always count on us professionals. We'll contact you once we have more information about him. Until then, sit tight.
Well, we're on the clock now.
Lost Lover started. But yeah, I got a reminder why I don't try to do the... I don't even know if you consider that as acting or what for some of this stuff, just because
Then let's
times
head
it
over.
takes a lot out of me. If I actually, exercise my vocal cords and stuff, I probably could do it more often and more reliably, but
Our stores have a wide
I'm good for today.
variety of goods
Let me ask you something.
Welcome. If it ain't Van, what can I do for you? What can I do you for today? I'm here on the job. Wanted to ask you a question. You ever heard of a delinquent group going by the name Desire? Oh yeah, nasty bunch, a lot of them, and there ain't a lick of scruples. They even take jobs from A. Violence, blackmail, you name it, their leader's supposed to be pretty smart too. God, it sounds like a load of trouble to be honest. That leader and one of his goons came here about a month ago. Bought two large caliber orbital guns and left. Rather not sell our goods to folks like those, but business is business. A month ago? You don't happen to know the name of the person accompanying that leader, do you? I think I do. Mark, if memory serves me well. Jackpot, we finally found him. Anything else you can recall? Remember him talking about Mark taking on this big job so he could split from the team. Guns they got were the real deal, heavy stuff, bigger and meaner than anything a common gangster should be hauling around. Mark was a ball of nerves when I handed it to him. So we're dealing with a gangster taking on a big enough job that needs to bust out the big guns for it. All so he could leave them. Just hearing that is very ominous. That's all I remember. If you need any more info on Mark, maybe get it straight from the horse's mouth and just ask someone from Desire directly. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Can you point me at someone in particular? Sure can. You know Eddie, the son of the Newberry General Store's owner. He's part of their gang. Alright, heard he was going through a bit of a rebellious phase lately. We just saw him arguing with his mom back at their shop. Never thought he'd ended up in Desire, though. Weird. Hopefully he's still there. Let's go see. Still there in Desire or still there in the store van? Be more specific. We're off to Old Town then. Thanks for the help. Don't mention it. Actually, I have something else for you. Heard the story through the Orbital Net recently. Took a while to reach my ears. Something about those Jaeger Corps that got wiped out right in the outskirts of Bomb. You heard about it? It's not a name you hear often. Bombs up in the Northeast, right? First I've heard of it. How come you're telling us this? Rumor has it those Jaeger Corps were hired by someone outside the country. Most people speculate the carnage might have been A's doing. It's got potential to mess with my weapon supply route, so I was hoping you'd heard something. Afraid not, sorry, but I'll keep you in the know if I do hear anything. Might be something to keep in mind.
Off we go.
Oh, why hello.
Let me ask you something.
Come on, it's just 5,000 mirror. You can lend me that much. Call my wage for helping around the store. Again with that nonsense? I wouldn't call doing something for a few minutes before flaking out helping at all. Sorry to interrupt. I know you're in the middle of something, but do you think we could talk? Sorry, Van. Didn't mean for you to see that. What can I do you for? Back off, asshole. Can't you see me and the old lady are having an important conversation right now? That's no way to talk to a customer. And what are you going to do about that? Maybe we should try again later. Chill out, folks. We wanted to talk to Eddie, actually. Can you give us a sec? What? Me? What do you want? If it's him you're after, take your conversation outside. He'll scare away business if he's inside much longer. I've seen you guys around the shop before. What do you want? This is strictly business. We're investigating something for a client. What can you tell us about a guy named Mark? Rolls in the same gang as you, right? Desire? That guy? Why should I tell you anything? I don't know you people. Please, you should really reconsider. We were hired by Mark's girlfriend. She was worried because she hasn't been able to contact him. We're looking into things for her. Oh, so that's what's going on. Alright. I can see why you'd want to put her mind at ease. It sucked if they bumped into each other one day and she had no idea what's been going on. You just want to talk, yeah? Nothing more? That wasn't hard. Yeah, that's all we need. Whatever you know, anything helps. I don't got much for you. Mark asked to be cut loose from the gang a while back, and they let him go. Haven't heard much from him since. Been quiet. Wait, you're saying he's already out of the gang? That's right, and I don't think it was out of the blue or nothing. They'd apparently been thinking about it for a while. About a month ago, our boss agreed to let him go on one condition. Alright, we're getting somewhere. What condition? As I hear, we just gotten a big job from Almada. They had some beef with this other group that's been hiring Jaegers or something. Mark was supposed to infiltrate their base and get some intel on them. That sounds really dangerous. He could get caught by the Jaegers. Not the kind of gig you'd expect to make it back alive from, that's for sure. But he's out now, so something must have gone right, yeah? That what you heard? Something like that. Looks like the crazy bastard pulled it off. Can't imagine shit was easy, though. The Jaegers are in Bomb, and that's a long ways away. Bomb? It also came when we visited the gun shop earlier. Pieces keep clicking into place. We ain't sure yet. We got no hard evidence on it. While you're here, can you think of anyone else that might know what's going on with Mark? Yeah, I know a guy. Mark always talked about this childhood friend of his, named Simon, I think. If I'm remembering correctly, he said Simon's the basketball team captain over at Sadin. Must be nice having a cool friend like that. I'm gonna pull off something real badass one of these days, and then all the senior members will finally want to hang out with me. Their next stop's the Sadin district. Thanks for that. Owe you one. Yeah, whatever. Don't go wasting that info, okay? Okay, I was just trying to think of some stuff real quick, but I'm good to go forward.
Off we go.
In case you're wondering, I was thinking I was overlooking something, but I was just thinking a little too much, if anything.
Let me ask you something.
Heard some b-ball team from Sadin's been making waves lately. This guy looks like the team captain. Hey there, got time for a quick question? Yeah, what's up? We're from Arkwright Solutions, and we're working on an investigation right now. You know anything about a guy named Mark who hangs around with Desire? Mark, huh? Yeah, I know him. You looking into him? Yes, we received a request from his girlfriend. She hasn't heard from him in over a month, so she'd like us to find him. What I understand, you've been buds with him since you were kids. You got any idea what he's been up to lately? So she ain't heard from him either. Kind of been expecting bad news, but man, he really went and screwed himself over, didn't he? Sounds like you know something about what he's gotten himself into. Care to elaborate? If Amy sent you, then I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I figure you guys know what's best for him, right? So a month ago I got this letter from him, and it's weird because he never does that. Ever. I assume he's talking about read and write. Said they gave him a job to sneak into some Jaeger camp outside of Bomb City. Why? Dunno. Told me it was some kind of trial. They were gonna have him go out there by himself and scout the enemy or something. Oh no. He sent me that message the night before he was supposed to go. You could tell he was shaking when he wrote it. He said, I don't know if I'm coming back from this one, man. Wrote about Amy, too. If I'll make it home, tell her I ran off with some other girl. I don't want her grieving for me. Stupid son of a bitch. He didn't want her to grieve. He should have come back alive. Been with him since we were kids, and I couldn't help him when he needed it most. Freaking... Sorry, just... I need a sec to cool off. It hurts, man. No problem. Take your time. I think we got the gist of this now. We got a foreign power that picked up some Jaegers to try and do something about you-know-who, and they responded by getting Desire to do some dirty work and rough up that same Jaeger squad for him. And Mark was the unlucky bastard they picked for the job. But then, A raided the Jaeger detachment themselves. That lines up with what Eddie said, didn't it? In that case, Mark may still be alive. We can't rule out that he might have gotten out of there safely. It's possible, yeah. We just don't have enough info to go on as of yet. We should try to find that article Sylvie told us about. What does it say? I'll read it. Headline: Jaeger Corps suddenly gunned down outside Bomb City. According to local reports, the Jaeger formation outside Bomb City suddenly and violently engaged with an unknown aggressor. However, both sides retreated without a trace afterward, leaving little evidence behind. Authorities did find the body of a young man not from the scene of the incident. Oh. Forensic analysis indicated the boy died 1 or 2 days before the incident is thought to have occurred. Authorities are investigating how the boy might have been connected to the battle, but so far they have been unable to identify him. And that's it. They haven't identified him, but with all the evidence we have, well, I guess Mark got the last laugh in the end. Those Jaegers got burned out there. He didn't come back for Amy, and I think that just about closes the case. You know, he did good for some boy in over his head. Guess that's it then. He's gone. Simon, were you listening in on us? Yeah, just that bit at the end. I kinda already knew, but yeah. I had to know for sure as his old friend. Yeah. But do I tell Amy is the thing. I don't know what to do. What do you guys think? Mark made up that lie for you to tell her, right? Yeah, anything to keep her happy, but this is gonna break her heart either way. Do I tell her the truth, or do I honor Mark's last request? We'll think on that for you. Once we loop back with her, we'll tell her what we think is right. Thanks. That'd be a weight off my shoulders. I gotta head out. Take care of Amy, yeah? So, what will you tell her? Let me think on that for a bit. Not an easy decision to make. We've got time to think while we head over to her, at least. That's what you would think, but now we have fast travel.
Let's do this.
Thanks for stopping by.
Nope.
Ooh.
Hey, hey!
That was fast. I didn't expect to see you guys again so soon. Does that mean you found some kind of lead on Mark? It's okay if it's nothing big. I'll take anything you have. I want to know. Van, what should we say? I know. I'm just trying to figure out how to put it. Give me a sec. I can either respect Amy's wishes here and give her the cold hard truth, or I can respect Mark's wishes and cover it up so she doesn't go on mourning him. Either way, she's not getting out of this conversation unscathed. It's up to me to choose how this case ends. I have to decide what's ultimately best and stick with it. I'm gonna give it to her straight. She's the client, after all. Well, a friend of Mark's gave us a letter that he wrote. You should read it first, and then we'll tell you what happened to Mark. This handwriting, it's definitely his, despite how badly it's shaking. It says he wrote this the night before he left for work. After reading the letter, Amy was left in tears, at which point Van divulged what he read in the online news article. Mark sounded so confident that everything was going to be okay. I completely believed him. I knew it wasn't going to be easy for him to leave the gang, but... why? Why did I tell him we could get married if he cut ties with them? If I hadn't said that, he... I'm sorry you had to see all that. I'm okay now. Thank you for delivering the letter to me and uncovering all of that. I'll be forever grateful to the two of you. Wish we had happier news to give you, but that's how it goes in this line of work sometimes. Yes, I understand. Can I ask you for one more thing? What is it? Will you guys help me get revenge on Almana? That's... I'll do what I can, whatever you ask. I'll give you as much money as you need, just... please, it can't end like this. If you're not just talking or willing to put your money where your mouth is, then sure, I'll consider it. You will? You'd do that for me? Of course, money buys you lots of stuff from a Spriggan. But you really think that's the best way to honor your boyfriend's memory? You might not want to hear this, but now that you know as much as you do, you have a certain responsibility to carry out. I do? What are you talking about? Mark loved you so much. He tried to quit his gang so he could live legit with you. All he probably ever wanted was to lead a normal, happy life without dragging you into the underworld. He risked his life to make that happen and paid the price. Do you think going out and getting your hands dirty is going to bring any happiness? I understand how you think you can't forgive yourself for what you said, but Mark was trying to protect you too. Try not to forget that. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. The last thing I want to do is disrespect his feelings. I might have been a little presumptuous with what I said too. I could have worded that better. I'll keep my opinions to myself from here on. All I'll say is, you should really think carefully about how you want to proceed. Right, thank you. That was really short-sighted of me to say that, so... I'm going to sit down and really process my feelings after this. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave now. Thank you again, both of you, and take care.
That takes care of that.
Mirror deposit confirmed.
So we get our additional free time point. So yeah, I didn't really care for the writing in the last one. I think the thief story was much better detailed. I'm suspecting they probably have different writers put together the different side stories for you to do, but yeah. Overall, I'd have to say the stories are definitely a significant cut above what we've seen in a long, long time, so this game really is a breath of fresh air. So anyway, we have the points, now we need to put them to use.
Entrance. Hello.
Welcome, can I get you a ticket for something? What's playing right now? I think we've seen Golden Blood. Let me check. So if you don't remember what you have and haven't seen, we've seen Sober Curious.
Merchandise for the movie on sale in the shop. Why don't
Since
I-
that's not an option, Golden Blood it is. Anya's? Aaron? Okay. 600 mirror for 3. Van decided to let everyone loose so he could watch a movie during his work break. After finding some company to tag along with him, they made their way to the theater. So before we get into this, I was kind of wondering if they'd have Van and Aaron next to each other, fighting over the armrest or something. Sadly, they went the tame route. Zoe is a spy who works for the intelligence agency known as Gambit. She, along with her new partner Rick, are tasked with infiltrating a pharmaceutical company to steal their design documents for a deadly virus. After accomplishing their objective, Zoe hurriedly puts her escape plan into motion. However, Rick has plans of his own, and those plans entail betrayal. Rick snatches the documents for himself and backs Zoe into a corner. Or so it appeared. Little did Rick know, Zoe has a secret weapon, a hidden power that allows her to turn the tables on him.
Nice try, Rick. I'll admit, you nearly had me there for a second.
What kind of monster are you, lady? How'd you recover from...
Oh. Huh. And here I thought you were nothing more than a myth. Oh, how very wrong I was. That's quite a dirty little secret to keep from your own partner, Zoe. Or should I call you Agent Golden Blood?
Can't blame a girl for keeping a few secrets. And I don't believe you have any room to complain. But I do believe this is farewell, Rick. You and I made a perfect team. And you made for the perfect arm candy. Thanks for keeping those prying eyes away from me.
Damn you, Zoe!
And if you ever get another chance at life, remember this. Never underestimate a woman, or you'll get burned.
I want my money back. That scene where Zoe gets cornered by Rick always gets my heart racing every time I see it. Deep down, I have to wonder if she really felt hurt by his whole betrayal. The first time I saw it, I didn't really pick up on anything like that, but this time around, I felt like she was. That's one of the best parts of watching movies. When you go back and rewatch them, you notice little things like that you didn't before. I totally get that now. Made it even more fun to watch. Thanks for bringing me, Van. Well, that lived up to the hype. Always enjoy me a good spectacle. Only thing that would have made it better is if that chick's tits spilled out of her suit even more. I agree. Would have made it perfect. Can't you keep it in your pants for just one day? Suit yourself. I'll just catch that director's cut and find out for myself if that's what it takes. Looks like they're selling commemorative brochures for this movie. Maybe I should pick one up as a souvenir. Having finished the break, Van and his crew resume their work. So, it's over here. So I'm just looking at some of the details on it. But yeah, if only Rick knew the key word to save his life. Wubba dub dub. But yeah, I guess it's free time.
What's next? I'll take good care of it.
So we actually have time for all of these, I guess. Well, let's go down the list. Fans group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. Thank you again for agreeing to come out shopping with me, Van. I'm only going to buy some personal items, though. You really didn't have to accompany me. You got a lengthy shopping list, right? Figured you needed some help carrying it all. Something about a bunch of art class supplies, yeah? That's right, we're about to start lessons on oil painting soon. And I don't suspect I'll be able to produce something I'll be proud of with my current supplies. It's also a good chance to replace some of my older equipment with better materials, too. Being a student's really rough on the wallet, huh? Let's see what we can find. Thank you. It's surprising just how much of a difference in price there can be between paints that are basically the same color. And then I have to choose between a 12-color set and 24-color set. It's almost an overwhelming amount of options. For sure, the pricier ones are supposed to have more vibrant colors that fade less and have better coverage. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money, but do keep in mind that you're at Aramis of all places. Trying to make do with stuff more suited to your stage of learning instead of just shooting for the top range goods could be more educational in itself. Perhaps you're right. Maybe I should go for something more basic and affordable then. I'd also like to buy a wide variety of brushes. I have some already, but it's just the beginner set I bought when I enrolled. Maybe it'd be worth buying something expensive like this fan brush then. I know I just said not to shoot for the top range goods, but with brushes, the difference in materials really does open up a lot of options. You know a lot more about this than I expected. You do seem to have a lot of hobbies though. Is painting one of them? No, not really. Gave it a shot, but I learned real quick it wasn't for me. How about this set? Looks like it'd be a perfect match for you. Oh, the luxury Aramis the Artist model brush. Goodness gracious, this is expensive. That'll be 2,000 Mira in total. I'll pay with this then. I'm quite happy with how that went. It fits perfectly within my budget too. Yeah, I figured you'd end up overspending, what with everything you got. You're good at keeping to a budget for a rich girl. I wouldn't quite describe myself that way, but I suppose school has forced good habits on me. I perform a lot of different jobs as part of the student council. Maybe I could use some of those skills back at the office. I wouldn't mind helping with all there is to do at the office. Having finished shopping with a little time to spare, Agnes decided to stop by Riverside to test her new art supplies. Okay, I was wondering if we were really done already. Don't know why I'm even surprised an Aramis student would knock it out of the park with art too. All I'm really doing is applying what we learned in class. But it's nice spending an occasional off day painting like this. The light reflecting off the river surface is beautiful and the breeze feels quite nice. It's fun. Good to hear, though painting the cityscape feels a fair bit advanced. Really? I feel like I see painters doing it all the time. Come to think of it, Aramis the artist himself drew a number of Edith's cityscapes, I believe. If I recall correctly, his earlier works depicted immigrants who'd been turned away from their homes. His later works depicted the streets of Edith after the Calvardian Revolution. The biggest constant is how he always paints people, not just landscapes. It's not surprising coming from one of the main parties behind the revolution and your school's founder. Though I also heard he was a real weirdo, as all artists tend to be. I don't think you're far off. I've heard of his eccentricities in some of my classes. But sitting here right now, painting the city landscape just as he did, helps me imagine what he might have thought as he did this too. I can't help but think he would have wanted the peaceful joy he painted on the canvas to reflect forever outside of it too. Might not be far off there. Oh, no way. So you know... What, you're kidding? They're Aramis students. They're probably on their way back home after their club activities. Let me know if I'm being rude or anything, but I kind of think you should have joined a club yourself. I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine. I'm more than happy keeping busy after school and on the weekends with my part-time job. It's taught me a great deal just working with you and everyone at the office, and needless to say I enjoy it a lot too. Of course, I do still make time to contribute to school activities when the time allows for it. If you're enjoying your student life, then there's no reason for me to butt in. You're not the kind to neglect school and flunk out just because of a part-time job. I agree there. I've always liked studying, so to be frank, it hardly feels like a burden. I like organizing study groups in my free time. Studying with friends is surprisingly effective. There's always something new to learn from others. You can never truly stop learning. It's hard at times, but it's also very rewarding. Yeah, I trust you. Just don't go missing out on quality time with your friends just because you're busy with your job, okay? The friends you make in school have the potential to be some of the best you'll ever make, and this is basically your only chance to ever do that. Oh, I'll keep that in mind. I thought she said she was working a part-time job, but they just went shopping and now they're even painting. This is so suspicious, I need to look into this more. There's the student council president. Van and Agnes returned to their patrols after she was done with her painting.
I really want to get to know you better, Van.
Better chains. 10 defense.
What's next?
Van's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up. So, what's the big deal, Renee? Why'd you drag me all the way out here on such short notice? You know I'd prefer if you didn't call me that. All these years later, I still have to remind you first thing when we sit down to talk. You never changed, do you? I only call you that because it's still your name, pal. Change your name and I'll change what I call you, simple as that. I take that back, you have changed. You're now sassier than before. Now then, I realize ever since we exchanged contact info, we haven't once gotten together in private like this. So since I had some time to relax away from work today, I decided to call you over here. And now here we are. So you don't have any real business with me is what you're saying. You're a real roundabout guy, you know that? Most guys, when they just want to shoot the shit together, do it over a couple pints at the local bar or something. Trust me, I have plenty of reasons to drink. We'll have to make time to do that sometime later. Unlike your freewheeling self as a Spriggan, those of us in the government always have our hands full with work. I never said I didn't have business with you, Van. Don't you think it's my job as something of the older brother to wonder how you're doing and want to check in? So that's what this is all about, huh? Well, I'm just about the same as ever, barely keeping the business afloat as best I can. You know how it goes. You brought in more help, though, didn't you? After he's attached to Hayway as well. With one glaring exception, I have to say, you're building up quite the seedy roster of lackeys over there. Could you not dig these things up like you're a world-class shovel? Huh? That doesn't make sense to me, but okay. Like you're a world-class shovel before I even said a word about them? But just so we're clear, they foisted themselves on me without asking. They're not there because I asked them to be. If I had it my way, I'd still be flying solo and everything would be perfect. You say that, but you have a noticeable spring in your step compared to before. It's fine to say you like them, Van. You're not a child anymore. No need to be bashful. Shut up. It's always the same with you. You and Elaine both. And you, I should say. If nothing else, I imagine your new helpers will be good for you in the long run. My hope is they'll keep you from being tempted to repeat what you pulled before. Certainly Elaine and I would both appreciate it. Are you going to pick that up? It's probably a work call, isn't it? Don't worry about it. This is more important. Now, you're not in a rush, right? Why don't you and I stay here for a while? At least until we're done drinking our coffee. You can even order some dessert if you like. It'll be my treat. I'm feeling generous. Are you telling me we're... Keep talking like normal and don't look alarmed. This must look like a perfectly natural conversation. Yeah, he's talking to that guy we have in our data. Alright, I'll contact you again later. Looks like he took off. Am I right in thinking it was you he was watching and not me? Indeed, your intuition is on point. Correct, no problems here. Proceed with things as we originally planned. Adios. This is why you really called me out here, isn't it? No need to be so upset. It wasn't entirely about me. I genuinely wanted to hear how you were doing too. Didn't say I was upset. His name is Hubert. It's a relatively recent hire of the CID who joined us a year and a half ago. That's all. He sure looks and acts like someone who's a lot less fresh than that. What's a guy like him doing looking after one of the agency's own analysts? I said he was new to the CID, not the occupation himself. He used to work for the Imperial Army's Intelligence Division. One of Erebonia's guys. Didn't their agency just get a big reshuffle a little while back? That's right. With the Iron Bloods out of the picture and the war over, he said he saw the Empire as a lost cause. So he came over here to our side and was nice enough to supply us with intelligence about the founding of Erebonia's new intelligence division. He still maintains his citizenship over there as well. A double agent, then. He is, insofar as most people in the CID are concerned. Hold out, you're telling me he's... Yes, in all likelihood, he's a triple agent. He hasn't truly defected to our side. His real objective is to either obtain information on our side or disrupt our operations. All under orders of Lecturer Rundle of the new division. I've heard that name before. Has a reputation for being a real cunning bastard. You're telling me, even with the Ironbloods gone, he's a formidable figure who continues to sit at the heart of their intelligence operations. Nearly all spies we sent to Erebonia since the war have either been terminated or sweet-talked into joining him instead. We've had quite a lot of egg on our face in recent times because of him. Alright, so back up a sec. If you already know that much about him, that means you must be doing something about it, right? Correct. By letting him see me with you, we hope to cause a little disruption of our own within his intelligence network. With any luck, he'll be turned into a quadruple agent working to our benefit, whether he realizes it or not. Suffice it to say, it will be very interesting to see what Scarecrow's next move will be. Not gonna lie, all this double crossing crap you got going on is making my head spin. And hey, keep me out of your stupid intelligence warfare. I don't want anything to do with that bullshit whatsoever. Now, no need to get so worked up. I told you that you can order anything off the dessert menu. Go ahead, pick whatever you like. It'll make you feel better. Don't you try to bribe me, you spectacled sadist! Van proceeded to order the most expensive desserts he could find out of spite. However, Kincaid wasn't even phased, paying for it without a word of protest. Exasperated by his friend's eternally inflammable demeanor, Van returned to work with a sigh.
I'll be putting you to good use. Good use.
Kincaid gets 3 decks. So I guess he is one of the guest characters later.
What's next?
The band's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up. Yep, that's luxury. Excess Express all the way. I don't think I could handle her. No, resist the temptation, Van. Only got eyes for Ingert. Can you really say you love your car when you haven't modded the hell out of it? Aren't you? Hey, and look who it is. Bumped into each other in Longport too, didn't we? We have a knack for doing that. Well, what timing? I've been looking for you. Is it true that you and your company had a hand in resolving that incident? May I ask a few questions, please? I'd like your account of the events. Whoa, okay, slow down. What are we talking about here? You might be mixing me up. We booked it back to Edith after you saw us, so I don't think we had any part in that. I have reports that you were at the scene. Don't play dumb, please. We've also heard that you traveled to Krill Village shortly before the attack there. There's something about you, something that makes these incidents pop up wherever you go. There's gotta be a correlation. Yeah, no, we weren't even there. Man, she's nosy. How the hell does she know? Oh shit, is that Dingo over there? Wait, really? Hey, you're not getting me with that again. You're trying to throw me off the scent, just like with that Maxim scoop. No, seriously, I swear that's him, and who's that lady hugging his arm? Are you actually serious? Wait. Oh, sly dog. Didn't think he had it in him. And that's a pretty snazzy hotel they're walking into. What's the scoop there, I wonder? Just wait a second. Not sure why you're hounding me. Shouldn't you be looking into Dingo? I know. I need your help with him. You specialize in investigations, right? You're all, like, sneaky and stealthy and stuff. Well, no, I ain't a detective. Why would I just tail a guy like that? Fine, I can stalk him. What are they saying? I can barely hear them. Hence why I said we should get a bit closer. Well, then he'd spot us for sure. From my sneaky and stealthy experience, no, I think we'd be fine. Sorry for keeping you like that. Oh, not a problem. I'm glad we were able to talk this out some more. I'll be back, you know. Huh? So what the heck were they talking about? They weren't breaking up, were they? That's not the vibe I got. How long have you two been there? Dingo, well... Told you, he knew from the start. Dingo, who's that woman just now? Is she, you know... no, she's a colleague, Mariel. She's on the selection committee for an award body. Award body? Oh, don't tell me. Somebody got himself a Pulitzer, huh? Not quite, but yes, they've been bugging me about it for a while. Wait, the Pulitzer? You're in the running for the highest journalistic award in the land and you didn't tell anybody? What for? Why are you being so secretive about... My stupid phone. Who... Editor-in-Chief? Now? Hello? Okay, yes, right, I get it. Sir, please. Okay, alright. I'll be there in a bit. Ouch. They tell you to stop wandering around and start doing your job? Of all the stinking times. I'm holding you to this, Dingo. You better fess up next time. Looks like you got your hands full these days. She's eccentric, I'll leave it at that. But damn, nice job on the Pulitzer nod. I had no idea they were reaching out to you about that. But now that I think about it, I guess you were kinda shoo-in. You were on the ground for the war, if I recall. Yep, I remember running into you once or twice. You were on the Mirage side, but you still lent us a hand from time to time. I had comps with all Calvert's media outlets at the time. Royal Guardian, the Terrell Times, you name it. I even branched out to some international outlets, so I was chasing the truth behind it all. Everything else be damned. I put a lot of stuff together from a bunch of different sources, so I guess they wanted to recognize that. Heard you were up on the front lines when the fighting broke out, snapping photos of the battle. The reality of war, those outlets called it. You were anonymous at the time, but I had a feeling it was you. Blew everyone away. That's the thing, it wasn't just me. I can't accept that award in good faith if it means putting down everyone else. I'd hoped they'd just leave me alone if I kept running long enough, but nope. Here they are in Edith. I get that, but come on, don't sell yourself short. You risked your life out there to get those photos. Somebody's got to be recognized for that, and it might as well be you. Plus, you accept that award and it gives you a platform. You can thank them all you want once your articles start selling like hotcakes. Nah, still doesn't feel right. And I don't think I'd be that big. No, old Dingo Brad is still a two-bit gossip rag reporter. That's all I'm ever gonna be, and all I ever wanna be. I mean, sure, I guess, it's your life and all. You let that whole nihilist bit slip a little when you watch over that new girl, though. Just a heads up. That's rich coming from you. You act all tough, but then you ferry all your part-timers around like some kind of mother hen, big ol' softy. Well, I guess you got a point. There's nothing wrong with training her up as an apprentice. Don't need to give it a cool spin to justify it. Nothing wrong with doing you, just as long as we don't make fools of ourselves in front of the youngins. But you're on the right side of 25. You are a youngin'. But yeah, we just gotta keep moving forward, you know? Van bid Dingo farewell and returned to his work.
Always room for improvement for us role models.
5 strength for Van, that's not too shabby. So yeah, that is everything we can do distraction-wise, and all that's left now is one particular required mission. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.